Well, hello there. I have been taking it easy for the most of this week. I got a cold, I don't know, lots of fatigue, post-nasal drip, throat, some cough, just not nasal, just a lot of junk, and had to take it easy. A lot of fatigue though. Really didn't feel like getting up and doing too much. I was able to work, but not much else. So today's Sunday, and I am finally feeling good enough that I want to do something. But I also know better than to press it too hard, as I have done time and time again in the past. So I'm going to just take it easy by sitting a good amount and coming after that stuff. Seeing what we can get done organizing. And seeing if we can get this, hopefully, a good way towards looking better, cleaned, and everything else. So that's going to be just organizing. I'm not going to push myself too hard, but a lot of this looks worse than it is. And then some of it is going to take longer, like sorting nuts and bolts and stuff like that. But I think I can make good progress on a lot of this stuff. There's a good amount of it that needs to go to the trash or into these cabinets or find another place for it. So we'll see where we get. Nothing too exciting, but at least it's making some progress here. So I'll update you here in a little bit. We'll see what we get done. All right, got done what I'm going to be able to get done today. Just need to not push myself too. That has to get moved. It is too big to fit underneath. So if you can see, those are harbor freight. I'm going to get, I don't know, 4 more or 6 more of those. I'm going to go across here, and then those will go into that. Because I also have a whole bunch of miscellaneous. Yes, this area is got to be next. But a whole bunch of miscellaneous here that needs to come out of those and into other organized containers. This is going away. My son moves out coming up, and I'm going to fill that up with some tools he can take out with him, because we all know when you are on your own, you got to have tools. But you can see now we have access to the countertop. Needs to be cleaned up. Typical workbench. You can tell where I spend most of my time. And I need to take a sander and come through and sand this whole thing. And the front facing area. And then my plans for this, I think I'm going to go ahead and just epoxy the top. And I'm not talking like a poured layer of epoxy. I'm just talking multiple layers of rolled on epoxy, because that'll give me a surface that is, well, it's very durable, and if something like paint spilled onto it, I could just wipe it up, whereas it just soaked right into this and there was nothing I could do about it. I did wipe that up, in fact. It just, you weren't getting it off of there. So I want to get that done. That one's not a hard one. I've got epoxy, Lord knows, from the boat, all the work I've done. I'm debating on the front of this. I think maybe tape this off, paint the top with epoxy, paint the front of that the same gray. And I think that would be a nice look, because the gray across here, epoxy on top. Now, there's nothing holding me back. If this top still looks terrible, I could just paint the top a gray also, and then epoxy on top of that, and to really protect this top and make it durable. We'll see. Heck, if you have a thought, just post it in the comments. I'll take a look. But for today, I feel myself wearing down. You probably heard my voice and just coming back. So I need to go shut it down for today and rest and just let this be enough, and just be happy with the progress that I made, even though I'd love to have more done. we'll catch up with you soon. One of the kids used my iron skillet, put it in the sink and left water in it, and as is such to happen, it rusted. But the nice thing is, with iron skillet, you can come in very quickly, get rid of this rust. And then what I'm going to do is treat it with, it's just a wire brush with drill. Then I'll treat that with some grease, let it sit and season again. It'll be good as new. But that's why these should never, I mean, I shouldn't say never, but they really don't need to be thrown out. You can clean them up. I've seen them with just tons of rust and grease and look terrible. And people clean them up online. You can see videos on that. This one's really not that bad at the end of the day. So it should look great here in a minute. And after a little bit of work and seasoning, I don't know if you can tell it, but this has been seasoned now. The pan is good to go. So you can put it in the light. You can see it's still glistening. So that is fully seasoned. Let that soak in, put it away that way, and that'll it'll be back like new, meaning exactly like we want. Cook with it, everything's good to go. And for those who don't know, you can use any oil. Not motor oil, but we're talking like food oil. But I used leftover the bacon grease that I have, and yes, that's perfect for something like this. That's why they call it seasoning. It adds a flavor to it. It'll you cook with it. These pans, you lightly wipe them out. You know, you want to make sure you get the crud off of them, but you leave this seasoning on. This seasoning adds flavor. It causes it to, obviously, stuff to be close to non-stick, and it's the way these pans, it keeps them from oxidizing and rusting, and it's the way that they were meant to be. May not be for you, but I like them for steaks and stuff like that, so that is when I cook indoors. Anyway, that's it. Another job off the list, and of course it's one I found underneath all that crap on the bench. One of the things that I'm thinking of is a way to be able to mount this temporarily when I want it. There's plenty of times where you want to have two vices. So for instance, I want to put it here, and I have something from here to here, and I can clamp them down and then work on them in between. So what I'm thinking is, we've got these holes. We take a flush mount, a piece of metal, flush mount that, and then it screws up, up and in and bolts down onto it, and then that sticks out a little ways. Maybe flush is fine, because this has a lip under here, and then we can clamp down onto that lip, and I think that would work really well. And then I can put it anywhere along here that I need, and then when I'm done, take it off and put it away, because I just don't want it taking up this valuable space. There's other times I want to have stuff sitting up here and be able to work on it when this is out of the way. I mean, I have a nice long workbench, so I think that's going to be another project. Shouldn't be a long project, but something that I definitely look into. In fact, it's interesting. Oh, that pivots. Yeah, so that'd be perfect. Like, this can mount right on there. We have the ability to pivot it, do whatever we want. So we just need to figure that out. Shouldn't be too bad. If you have ideas, post them below. Sometimes just a little project, quick one, takes less than 45 minutes, maybe 30, can make a big difference. Found a shelf I was able to recycle that I wasn't using, that I'd taken down from somewhere else. And I took the weed killer, bug killer, and grass and weed killer sprayers, and was able to move those from over by the tool chest on that little ledge by the HVAC, which is not a great place, but was the only thing that I could do when I was freeing this up. And now I have dead space that I'm able to use. We still have some tubing running up, and the way they ran that, I couldn't route. There's not enough to run on the other side, but that's fine. It's out of the way, easy to get to for me. I can just walk over, grab what I want. That's important, because when you're a 30-minute job, same thing. You want to be able to get that done, go out and take care of the grass or kill weeds. Anyway, dead space, now usable space. And I love those type of projects because it gives you some space back that you had lost. I set it about the same height as the cabinet, so we have a nice line. I'm going to leave the shelf white. No need to paint that. I don't want it to stand out anyway. So that really helps out that area. Now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this stuff. And I think I'm going to take this TV and move that up here. That's going to be interesting though, because I have to have a bump out for that to work. But I measured, this stuff can all go upstairs to storage. No reason it needs to be here. And then if the TV's up here, it's again a dead space out of the way. And I really want that, now that I've been using this, I want that up there, but there's not enough space there. So I want to take that, because then I have all my tools accessible here and the attachments that go into them right there. And when I park a car here and working on it, a lot of times there's not room hardly at all to get in there, and now I'm fighting to get in there. Versus up here is free and available. So this makes so much sense to have that. That's what you need to do. Sometimes you need to use the space, and it shows you what is best in terms of usable space. So that goes back over here. I have a shelf, a small shelf, I'll probably put right there. I just have to cut it down a little bit. And that'll be, a little bit of space up here to put stuff. And that'll be perfect for that. And it gets that out of there and over there. So that there, that there, that stuff up there. This stuff pending. You can't really put this stuff in a shed. I mean, I can put a lot of that in a shed, but I'm always going to want, okay, that can go to the shed for sure. But I'm talking, you're always going to want a garbage. And you're always going to want, I want some gas in here because my power tools are in here because I use them. So that, I can get rid of some of those jugs. The thing about the Florida heat though is the garage stays cooler than the shed, just from the nature of being next to cooled walls. And jugs have a tendency to bulge because of how hot it gets. And they'll bulge out, and then you're ruined. But definitely that can go, that can go. That one up top I'm going to throw away anyway because it is bulged. I'll show you. This is what happens in the Florida heat. See that bottom? See how you can see it's rounded. Now when you set it down, it's just doesn't work worth the crap. I mean, it's like, you can see this. It's like a weeble wobble. And I've already got another quick one. I don't really need it. I can put it in the shed. It doesn't matter. Anyway, long story short, need to organize this stuff. And I need to organize this stuff. And get this stuff into these things. And then I think we are pretty good on this side. But that's where I go little 30, 45 minute project. Do in an evening, no problem. And you have really good progress. So bite it off in chunks. You don't have to do it all at one time in one big run. And the best projects sometimes are those that you're able to do in chunks like that. So that's it. Got to get onto some other things, but making a little progress. Kind of like eating an elephant, one chunk at a time, one bit at a time. And if you don't get started, you'll never get it done. Was able to come up with a quick solution for the oil right there that fits like a glove. Looks like it was made for that. Out of the way, good spot for it. This is down. Got rid of all the other gas cans, put those in the shed. That looks so much better. That's going away. That's a light. And those will go away here in a little while. I'm not going to do that today, but that shows you how quickly. This was 45 minutes. All of that. Just by thinking about it and then having a good solution in place. So it isn't done. It's getting better. Got to recycle those. That'll help that. Organize a bit there, get the TV moved. Anyway, you know the drill. But we are slowly but surely getting there. That has to get done coming up. And that's why you'll see these. Little cheap trays may seem like not needed, but when you're sorting this stuff, you throw it in here, and then it makes it super easy to whatever you're going to put it into. I just find when you're pouring like this, you miss, you get crap all over, and you're redoing things. These are cheap. I think all of these were like 15 bucks, so about $3 a piece. They actually say Legos on them for Legos, but they work great for this scenario. So I won't do it now, but I'll go through this and organize all of that. It's great for sockets and stuff, metric and standard. You put them on each side, and then you can pour them in as well. So little by little, we're getting there. Yeah, now I'm going to be back into it again. I want to told you I want to move that tool holder, power tool holder, up there. Now I remember why I didn't mount it there. Because of this. And I know some of you all probably like to use these. I never do. So I've got this piano hinge, and it's, I think, riveted on or welded on or something, and now I'm trying to figure out how to get that out of there. I may just have to mangle it and take it off. I hate, somebody else, if I want to pass this on to somebody else later on, maybe they want it. But for me, yeah, that's nice. I keep the stuff that I use all the time just sitting right here like this. And if this is gone and the power tools are here, for me, that's fine. And I know some of you all will be like, it's not organized. You know what? Each their own. I'm just going to say it. This is the way I use it. And I leave it open. And so, and I don't need, it's not a locking, well, I guess it is a locking one. I wish I could slide this out. I wish they had put this on with, like, screwed it on or something. Could take it off. I don't know. I'm gonna spend a bit trying to figure it out. But it's mine, and if you don't like it, tough, deal with it. Turn away, cringe, whatever else. But I'm gonna do what I want to do, and that is, I don't want the top up there. My power tools right there. Then everything is accessible right here. We're good to go. All right, figure this out. I know it's cringeworthy for some of you, but like I said, it's mine. Tough, tough, tough. Well, mission accomplished. Had to break out the grinder, cut it loose. Not the prettiest job, but I can probably cut out that other side, and if I want to put it back, I'll just put a piano, get another piano hinge that'll bolt through and do it that way. But this is this will work for me. I know for some of you you're gonna not like it, but I like it. It'll be functional. It'll allow me to get everything I need in here the way I want it, and frankly, that's what's gonna happen. So get this crap back in place. And then go with it from there. So that's it. I'll show you here in a bit. Definitely not perfect, but that works for me. Still have a little bit of cleanup here. This board I got to get back, I guess, on the side for the moment. I have a reason for that. I'm gonna get rid of this. This board will be gone very quick soon. For right now, it just sits right there. But I put a power strip, and this will eventually, I think, train itself. Maybe I'll put a little fastener there. But charging up top, on the side, power tools, lights, it works, and it's not perfect. One of these going to my son anyway. This will be, in fact, I'll just pull out one that I'm going to give to him. Actually, this one. Anyway, you can see it works for me. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. It's this needs to go into the other one down there. But anyway, it works for me, and I think that's what's important. Easy access. When I'm working on cars here, I can just, they stop about right, well, probably about right here. And then I can walk right over, get my tools, and come back and forth. The quick tools. This is all the stuff I use all the time. The one down there is the more obscure stuff, but that'll work. You know, I cleared this off, and now I'm rearranging even that a little bit as I've gone along. But this is going to work. I actually have some more of those that I picked up. So this is coming soon to get this and that stuff over there out of there. So we're getting there. And that up there, that stuff will go up there or gone. And then up here is a shelf. And then some of this stuff will go up there, or that stuff will go up there, and then it'll go over there, one or the other. Because I want to get this stuff out of here, except for the jack is going to stay there. And there's another small jack. Those will stay there, but we're going to get rid of, well, that stuff will go out to the shed. That stuff, there's some stuff like that that'll go on the shelving up here. And it'll be out. And then we've maximized, I mean, if you look, we are maximizing all this space. That's going to get used for some other stuff. I have to get a paper towel holder for one thing up. In fact, I get that shelving, a paper towel holder right here, because I need to be able to get it when I'm on the car. And this is the path that I can walk through to get to that, so that works. But we're starting to get it figured out, little by little, and update you soon.